What's up YouTube? For today's video, we have a full new moves for the Indigo Disc team. This is pretty much every single move you can have for the Indigo Disc that is new. I'll be covering every single one of these moves over the course of this video, explaining them and showing them in action. Now, I actually did this team a long while ago, and when Metronome come out with its signature move, Malignant Chain, I actually hadn't even known it was in existence. So if you want to see the Metronome sweep, I have done the Malignant Chain move over there. All right, let's get into it. We got 6 battles today. It's a mixture of doubles and singles. My first opponent here, this is all these battles are random on the Wycom, and we have Poker Portal. I'm back in Sword and Shield again, and this is a pretty cool combination. So this Latios is going to be using Dragon Cheer. Dragon Cheer is a pretty cool move. What it does, it increases the critical hit ratio. So if it's a non-dragon Pokemon, it's +1. If it's a dragon Pokemon, it's +2. So it gives it a pretty nice chance of getting a critical hit. Now, we've got a Scarlet and a Vivillon Fancy here. I'm versing at the moment. So I've got this special Flygon here for a little bit of fun. I want to try and give it a cool move called Alluring Voice. Now, this move is actually pretty interesting because it has multiple effects. So what Alluring Voice does, it's 80 base power, it's a sound-based move, and has a 100% chance to confuse the target if they had a stat rise this turn. In that case, it didn't happen, but it still does damage, and it's a fairy move. So there's multiple attacks there. So Meowscarlet's down, and so is Latios. Latios pretty much there was just a support poke, a speedy support Pokemon with Dragon Cheer. That was max health and max speed, Dragon Cheer, Psychic Noise, Breaking Swipe, and Heal Pulse. So we got a Smeargle coming in here. I've got my Rhyperior coming. It's got a new move called Supercell Slam. Pretty much this move is like an electric high jump kick. It's pretty cool. It has got 100 base power, 95% accuracy, and you take 50% of the maximum health if it misses. So you don't want to miss, right? The other moves are Double Edge, Ice Punch, and Rock Polish. I've got the ability Reckless too, boosting that up. I've got the item Citrus Berry, and I've got max health and max speed Adamant Nature. So trying to get a speed boost with Rock Pulse. So I'm going to be going for a Fire Blast on the Vivillon, taking it out. It was putting all my team to sleep, which is really annoying. And what I was trying to see that the opponent was doing, they went for an Instruct Smeargle. So I think they were going to try and get their Vivillon to attack again with Hurricane. That was their little strategy here. Now this Smeargle's got a Focus Sash, which is a pretty common item on there. Now I have a couple of people ask me if my my microphone does sound a little bit different. It does. I've changed my microphones over, and there might be a touch of echo, which I'm working on over the next few weeks and months to fix up and stuff. But overall, I'm really liking it. So we've got a Furret coming in here. I'm going to go for a Boom Burst because I knew that Rhyperior would be able to resist that, and Furret is going to get dropped, which is excellent. Rhyperior is going to go for a Double Edge, but this Smeargle decides to use Protect that turn, which is fine. Next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Sylveon. So Sylveon is a very, very good Pokemon in doubles for sure, and we've got a little Timmy Terra here. And I know it's going to be Sylveon. It's going to be going for that, and it's going to be Terra Fairy. So I know that most definitely that Hyper Voice is coming my way here, and I went for a Boom Burst. I got rid of the Smeargle, which is good, and had some pretty good damage on the Sylveon. So now Sylveon is going to be going second here. Now my Rhyperior's got a Citrus Berry as its item. It's just going to be munching on that one, and now Sylveon's going to go for a Hyper Voice. This is going to be super effective against Flygon, and it's going to be hitting really hard on Rhyperior too. So it pretty much critted Flygon, would have fainted anyway, so that didn't matter. So it took out 2 of my Pokemon. So bye-bye Flygon and Rhyperior. Now the next Pokemon I'm going to bring is going to be Raging Bolt. It's got the signature move on there, which I'm sure quite a few of you have already seen on there, which is cool. It's basically its electric Sucker Punch, which is not a bad move for a Pokemon that isn't like overly fast. So we've got Iron Boulder here too. It's got the rock type move Mighty Cleave. It busts through Protect too. Very, very good move. And we've also got Thunderclap as the other signature move. Now I sort of mixed in other moves on these Pokemon too, but I really tried to make an effort to use the newer moves and stuff on them. So we got a Smeargle using Instruct on the Sylveon. I was like, and that's going to go for a Hyper Voice this turn. turn, which means with the Instruct, it's going to go for 2 Hyper Voices, and that's going to be really, really scary because it's going to drop both of my Pokemon. So here comes another Hyper Voice. Sylveon's one this time, and that is going to wipe my Iron Boulder out. So very, very powerful Pokemon there for sure when it can continually use Hyper Voice over and over twice. Smeagol's got Moody. It's going to get a couple of drops there, which doesn't really change much. My last Pokemon is Terrapagus, and it has got the new move here, or its signature move too. A lot of these moves are signature for these Pokemon. It is going to be Terra Starstorm. So it's 120 base power, and it hits both of the opponents. So we're going to go for that Terra Starstorm there on the Sylveon, and that is going to be enough to take it out. Thank goodness. Getting rid of that Sylveon was very, very nice. This is going to be max attack and max special attack, and naive nature, so I made it into a cool mix attacker. I had Gravity, Thunder, Zen Headbutt, and Terra Starstorm, and also had Quick Claw as the item. So now I'm going to go for the Stellar on Terrapagus as I wanted to, and you can actually use its Terra Starstorm move, which is super effective against other Terra Pokemon too. Smeagol does have nothing to hit me with here. It's only got like a weak extreme speed, and I can easily finish this one off there too. I believe it's probably going to have Focus Sash too, because they had 2 Smeagols, and in Team Preview I kind of guessed what they were going to do. They were going to definitely use Instruct for sure. They cancelled the battle on the last turn. It was over anyway, but I thought that was a pretty good showcase there of those first Pokemon moves. Hope you enjoyed. Let's get on to battle number 2. This is another battle. This is a random battle on... I'm not sure if any of my opponents' names ever, so if anyone can translate them, feel free to. And if you enjoy the videos, people, make sure you drop a like on the video and tell me what your new favorite move is. It could be from the Teal Mask as well. I just covered the Indigo Disc ones. So this is a pretty cool Blaziken set. I've got a Focus Sash Reversal set. Now, it's got 2 new moves on it. It's got Upper Hand. Upper Hand is like an anti-priority move. So if the opponent uses a priority move, you go first, and you also flinch them 100%. So it's very, very situational. But I thought the best way to draw out the opponent using a priority move would to put myself on 1 health with a Focus Sash, right? So this is the reversal set. I completely dominated that Miraidon. Next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Mewtwo. So this person was stacking the legendaries. They were going full little Timmy. Now this Blaziken, it was a Temper Flare set as well, so I could make use of Temper Flare and Upper Hand at the same time, so I could deliberately fail Upper Hand, which was pretty easy to do. And then Temper Flare is a Fire-type move, a physical one with 75 base power. The Mewtwo had like a bright powder. I was like, what is going on here? And it dodged my attack and took me out with a Side Strike. I'm not saying I would have taken it out, but it would have done something like a nice chunk of damage to Mewtwo, maybe just a little bit under half, right? So that's the end of my Blaziken, which kind of sucks. But back to Temper Flare. Basically, it's a Fire-type move, Stomping Tantrum. So we're going to go into Terrapagus now, and I'm going to be going for my signature move here. I should be able to tank anything Mewtwo throws at me, right? Because it's such a bulky Pokemon. It gets a huge amount of health after going for the Terra. So Mewtwo is going to be obviously going first here, unless I got a Quick Claw or something like that. And it's going to be going for Terra Side Strike, which is a very, very powerful move, coming off Mewtwo's high special attack and Terra Psychic too. So I'm going to be able to live that one cool, and we got the Terra Starstorm off here, and that is absolutely going to be able to take out the Mewtwo, which is nice too. But in a doubles battle, that hits both opponents too, which is quite nice. And of course, against another Terra Pokemon, it is going to be able to be super effective. Also, if you noticed before, or if you haven't noticed, it gets rid of terrains as well. It got rid of that electric terrain. So I guess it's like the anti-Miraidon Koraidon Pokemon, or that was what they were trying to aim for there. So here comes a Collision Course. Obviously, I'm going to get outsped there, and it's super effective, me being a normal type, but it did its job. It got rid of the Mewtwo, which was very, very scary. So I'm thinking, what can I swap in to get around this? So we're going to go into Hydrapple. So Hydrapple's got a very, very cool... This is probably my favorite Pokemon, like new Pokemon. It's got the move Fickle Beam, and some people like to call it Pickle Beam. So Fickle Beam is a very, very cool move. It is a Dragon type move. It's 80 base power and has a 30% chance to double in base power. And in this moment, I actually got it, and you even get a cool little flavor text as well saying it's going all out for its attack. So that's going to be the end of Koraidon, easy peasy, and also all the heads come out of the apple thing too. Next Pokemon is going to be Palkia Origin. It's going to go for a Space Rent. There's nothing I could have done there. Very, very difficult Pokemon to swap into. I mean, look at their team so far. Like, it's absolutely stacked. Next Pokemon is going to be Gouging Fire. This has got a cool signature move called Burning Bulwark. I've used this a couple of times for sure. Many times now. I really planned to get this team out a lot earlier, but I just never got around to getting it done and stuff. I've been very, very busy in real life moving out and fixing up my old place and moving into new play and stuff like that. So it's been full on. So I'm sorry about the lack of videos this month too. I should be back on track, coming February. So what I was trying to do here, I was trying to just get some damage here. It's like a really cheesy set here. It had like Fire Spin and Gouging Fire, and it wasn't the greatest. And it also had Dragon Rush 2 and Temper Flare. So I had another set with Temper Flare on there. This one was like max health, max special defense, careful nature, and had a boost of energy. So it was like a really, really tanky set all around. So the funny thing is they swapped out of their Palkia. I guess they got sick of me trying to stall out their spatial rends, and they brought in Rayquaza. So I'm like, well, if this is a physical set, I should be able to burn it. So they've gone for a Dragon Claw, which would have done very, very good damage for me. But if you use a contact move against a Pokemon that has Burning Bulwark, they actually get burned 100% of the time. So it's a very, very good defensive move. And not only can you use it to burn, you can just use it to scout too. So Rayquaza does like absolutely nothing against me. I got a free Dragon Rush off against Rayquaza, and since it's burned, I should be able to work around it with Burning Bulwark and faint it too. It's going to be able to faint me, but that was really good. I was able to get that off. They definitely should have stayed in with their Palkia there. I guess they didn't like the idea of me just, using all their spatial rends up. That was sort of their go-to spam move. So that's going to be the end of the Gouging Fire there. Definitely, that crit totally mattered. And Rayquaza is going to go down to the burn too, because he got that burn from before. So quite a cool bunch of moves there, for sure. So that's Rayquaza. Our next Pokemon's going to be the Palkia again, Origin. I have to get rid of this. So I've got Archiludin. Now, Archiludin's got a really cool move. This is actually a pretty cool set too. Now, Electro Shot is its new move here. It's what it does is a 2-turn base move. So you actually get... it's actually very similar to Meteor Beam, except it's an electric type move instead. However, if you use it in the rain, you can use it straight away. You don't have to rely on something like Power Herb, as I am now. So it's an extremely good Pokemon to use on a rain team if you are considering that, or you've partnered up with something like Pelipper or something like that. It also looks like a little stapler I used when I was like 2 years old. So we're going to go for that Aura Sphere on the Dialga. It lived on 1 health. The so close. And now Dialga's going to go for a scumbag Draco Meteor. Obviously, I'm going to get dropped. That was max speed and max special attack, Timber Nature. I also had Meteor Beam on there too, so it's like a double set. Last Pokemon's Iron Crown. I've got the move Tachyon Cutter and Psychic Noise. Psychic Noise, well, I could have used anything. The Tachyon Cutter is a 50 base power steel move that's special that hits twice, so it's not bad for getting around Sashes and Sturdies. And that concludes the second battle. So we managed to get around that team, which is pretty good considering what they brought. Next battle is against Peter the Bob. This one was also a random battle, and we've got some nice little hack bombs here to start off with. So we've got another doubles battle here, and this time I'm going to be using my Latios to Dragon Cheer up my, I nearly called that Duraludin, my Archiludin. So I think this is probably my favorite Archiludin set. So I'm going to be going for a Meteor Beam here. It's like the double boosting set, and if you get the rain going with it, holy smokes. I don't know if I mentioned all my... actually, I had Terra Electric on this one, if you didn't notice already. And that's going to be doing, like, tons of damage to Meowscarlet. But he lived on 1 health. I was like, what's going on here? And I got a Night Slash off, and that almost took out my Latios. Almost. It critted me, too. So that was pretty interesting. Now, this was actually really cool. Now, I didn't use Psychic Noise last time, but this is absolute perfection, right? If you've got a Pokemon like this using Drain Punch, if you use Psychic Noise actually stops all healing moves, and that includes stuff like Drain Punch, right? And Recover and other annoying stuff like that. So I knew they'd probably be inclined to go for Drain Punch again. So I went for Psychic Noise, and it actually blocked them from using Drain Punch, which is awesome. So a little bit situational, but it's not bad versus our stalling Pokemon. So my opponent's got Terra Turtle, and I mean, we need to break that Terra Shift, right? But then they're going to Terra us. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to. I feel like Terra Shift is so good, right? Like at the start, and then once it's broken, it's probably a good idea to go for Stellar after that. So you get like both of the abilities working your way. That's how I'd usually like run it, right? So we're gonna go for Psychic Noise again. I know it's not doing a lot, but just in case it's got something like Recover, it's a bulky Calm Mind Recover set. I've seen some of those floating around. I just thought I'd do that. Aura Sphere is gonna be enough to take out the Iron Hands. If you notice, I'm getting some critical hits too. So here comes the Terra Starstorm. This one is actually gonna be hitting, actually is a good example, it's gonna be hitting both of my Pokemon here. And that's going to be hitting hard, taking both of them out. But a pretty nice start to the battle there for sure, showing off some nice moves. So that's the end of those two Pokemon. Next ones are going to bring in here. Oh, it's also got Life Orb too for extra damage. So we got Hydrapple. Hydrapple was Terra Dragon, if I didn't mention that. And Iron Crown was Terra Fly. It was Terra Flying Air Slash. Next is Motorbike. Amazing spelling there. All right, it got that motorbike. Anyway, so I'm going to go for Tachyon Cutter here. I got 2 hits off, and you know, it's not a super duper powerful move. So a little bit of damage on Koraidon there. It's going to go for Dragon Claw, and Hydrapple gets dropped. I mean, a lot of the time I have Terra Water on that. In this case, I had Terra Dragon because I want to make use of its new move there, but that actually destroyed me. So here comes a Terra Starstorm here. That does some very, very good damage to Iron Crown. And I got to do something. So I'm going to go into Iron Boulder here. So we got Mighty Cleave. I can use that, or Psycho Cut. I went for Psycho Cut because it was super effective. And that's the Koraidon, which is fine. That's a very scary Pokemon. Now I'm going to go for Tachyon Cutter. Tachyon Cutter isn't going to do a lot of damage. This thing is very, very thick. And I know they're going to go for a Terra Starstorm again because virtually hits both the opponents. So I've got Focus Sash on my Mighty Cleave too because it isn't very bulky at all. It's like a glass cannon. And normally you can get like, a couple of KOs off before it faints, which, especially in doubles, I think Focus Sash isn't a bad item. Next Pokemon, we got is Raging Bolt, and we've got a cool pet. Oh, okay. I guess you could have Chien Pao as a pet. I don't know. It might attack you though. You might have to keep it in a very, very cold region. What's a cold region? Like Canada or Antarctica or something like that. Definitely not Australia where I live. So we're going to go for a Terra here. We got Terra Electric on my Raging Bolt here, and we're going to go for some very powerful Thunderclap. So I've got Thunderclap, Dragon Pulse, Ancient Power, and Electric Terrain. Terrain Extender is the item, max health and max special attack, modest nature. So that's going to be definitely taking out the Terra Turtle, which is good because that was doing lots of damage. I'm going to go for Mighty Cleave here on the Chien Pao. That is going to be enough to one-shot it, which is excellent. So now we've only got one more Pokemon left here, which is Hot Dog, and that is going to be Gouging Fire. So I got a pretty good... Oh, sorry, I got a phone call here, people. It's going very, very loud. There we go. Sorry about that. I thought my phone was on silent. Anyway, so I'm going to get hit by a Outrage, which is outrageous, and I'm going to go for a Dragon Pulse. That is going to be enough to take out the Hot Dog. And you know what? I'm actually feeling like a hot dog now. Like you've got a bun, you've got a sausage, you've got some sauce, got some onion, maybe, I don't know, maybe some mustard. Anyway, Peter the Bob, whoever you are, thank you for the battle. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let's get on to battle number 4. Okay, 4. This is a singles battle this time. I hope you enjoyed these doubles and singles battles, like mixing it up. Do you like that sort of thing, or you don't really mind what they are? Just give me some feedback. Of course, I always like to read my comments. And we've got a Blaziken lead here, so I'm going to go for a Rain Dance, getting that rain flowing. Now, I'm thinking about maybe using Archilute in here. Here comes a Brave Bird from the Blaziken. Good damage here. What I'm going to do is, I was thinking about going for the... Hydro Pump there, but I decided to go for I nearly said the Spirit Bomb. The Syrup Bomb. This is also a new move too, but it wasn't the Teal Mask. I didn't include the Teal Mask ones because, that was a long time ago. So, but that was a new move in the first DLC. So we're going to go for a Terra Dragon here. and I was hoping I could take the Blaziken out with my attack and just, barely leave here. So here comes a Brave Bird. It's not going to be super effective anymore, and Hydrapple takes that like a champ. So I'm going to go for the Pickle Beam here. We got that Terra Dragon. It's going to do lots of damage. Even if it doesn't do double base power, Blaziken is going to faint. So that's really, really good. So that's the end of Blaziken. Next Pokemon here is going to be the Overcool, and it started using Minimize. I'm like, oh no. So it's got the evasion up. Pickle Beam's going to miss. I'm like, oh, I think it's going to like completely set up me. So I'm letting them set up here, and they're going to use 2 Minimizes. Then I got a Pickle Beam off, and it did really good damage, so I'm happy with that. They're going to go for a 3rd Minimize, so now they're at max evasion, and you wouldn't read about it. I got a 2nd Pickle Beam, and that's going to take it out. So that was very, very lucky. Like, normally you wouldn't get a hit on that for a very long time. So in comes the, we got a Scale Shot set there for a Roaring Moon. It's going to faint me, so I can't complain with that. I took out the Overcool. They're going to get a Speed Rise and a Defense Drop. I've got just the thing for it. So I'm going to send in Blaziken in the rain here. We both have a Blaziken. I'm going to go for a Reversal because I knew they'd just go for the obvious Acrobatic set. And I've got my Focus Sash. So with the Focus Sash, I can live that, and I can get a fully powered up Reverse Layer, which is definitely going to drop that in one shot. So adios, Roaring Moon. So that's half the team down. So pretty good so far. The rain is going to stop. I've got Upper Hand here to use against any priority moves. I'm hoping one will come, and we've got the Ogre Bomb. So like, that's not going to outspeed me. So I went for Reversal dropped, no ways. Like with the speed boost and like on 1 health for Reversal, it's very, very powerful. So down goes the Ogre Bomb. Next Pokemon, we got Petra in here. I'm going to go for Temper Flare, and yeah, that doesn't do very much damage to me at all. It's going to go for Malignant. So there you go. I got to even show this signature move in this. So Malignant Chain is a pretty cool move. It's got a 50% chance to poison, and if it does, it confuses you too. So there you go. I even had the opponent did it for me. So yeah, I didn't actually include that move myself, but it is in the Petron sweep if you do want to check it out. So I took it out with my Iron Crown. Next Pokemon and last Pokemon is Kyogre. This is probably going to be like, a Choice Scarf water spout set, which, they normally are. So I'm trying to think what I can do here to take this thing out. I've got a couple of ideas. So they're going to go for the little Timmy Terra Water, of course. And the funny thing here is I outspared. So I'm like, oh, okay. I went for Psychic Noise, and that did a little bit of damage. So they can't heal anymore. I don't think Kyogre's going to heal. I actually didn't even expect to be able to use that. So I got a King's Rock was my item, by the way. I got a flinch. And then they went for Water Spout. I'm like, okay. They still went for Water Spout. So that tells me they're definitely Choice, but they're not Choice Scarf, right? Because obviously they would have gone for Origin Pulse or something like that. So I'm going to bring in the Gouging Fire here. I want to gauge what sort of damage they're doing, because I know what sort of health rat. I pretty much know what damage they're going to do to me. So I firstly went for the Burning Bulwark there, because what I wanted to do, I had a theory here. If I could burn up their Water Spout PP, I can make them struggle, right? So here comes the Water Spout again. That is absolutely, definitely Choice specs, because I'm very special defensive. And I went for Dragon Rush and then lived on 1 health. So this is perfect, right? This is absolutely perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to let them struggle and faint themselves. I'm going to make this Kyogre faint to a burn from Burning Bulwark, right? So I swapped it out. I'm thinking I should be able to get this. Hopefully I've got the maximum amount of PP, right? So in the Terrapagus, just to be able to, live a hit and stuff like that and see what they're going to do. So they went for Water Spout again. Terra Shell is going to activate, and that's going to obviously do look how much, ready watch the damage. It did like 10 damage. So it firstly did nothing, that the health bar didn't even move for ages. So then I went back into Gouging Fire. So now I can go for Burning Bulwark again. It's continually going for the Water Spout here. It's doing absolutely, this is kind of mean when I look back at it now, but it was necessary. So we got a Kyogre using Water Spout. We got to teach these legendary spammers a lesson, right? So then they had the Struggle. Struggle is actually a contacting move, and Burning Bulwark actually burnt them when they were using Struggle only on PIMPNITE's channel, and that is going to burn the Kyogre. And they thought they could get out of it fainting with Struggle, but they're going to get out of it getting burned instead. There you go, people. A Struggle burn only on PIMPNITE's channel there, and that is the end of the battle. I'll give them props for not disconnecting there. That was pretty mean and salty for sure. So thank you to my random opponent there. Let's get on to the next battle. This is the 5th battle. I'm not sure what this name is here. There's been lots of Japan names. We've got a double Kyogre lead. Now this is a pretty funny battle, right? I actually battled this person a couple of times because we kept finding each other all the time. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to battle them again. So we had 2 Kyogres here. Then they swapped and went into another Kyogre. I was like, what? But I knew the first Kyogres were not actually Kyogre, right? Because if you notice, Drizzle didn't activate because I knew, and they also had Zoroarks on their team. So I knew they were deliberately hiding them, right? So then they went into Dialga. So, man, they had all the legendaries in the world here. So I'm going to go for the Meteor Beam, getting that boost up. So I thought with the rain, I could get Meteor Beam to give me a special attack boost, and then I could start spamming my electric move, right? So unfortunately it misses, which really, really sucks. At least I still got that. Rain Dance is going to fail. Now I'm going to go for Electric Shock in the rain. You get to see what it does in the rain this time. So as you'll know, it'll absorb the electricity, but it'll fire off directly. You won't have to wait like another turn. So it's pretty strong on rain teams for sure. Kyogre gets absolutely melted, which is very, very good. So that's the actual real Kyogre. Here comes a Aura Sphere. I managed to live it on 18 health, and the ability I've got in this is stamina as well. So I'm going to go for the Fickle Beam. It doesn't do a lot of damage there. Dialga's pretty thick. And out comes another Palkia Origin. It's floating too. Now I'm going to go for Aura Sphere. I want to get rid of Dialga because it's got annoying typing for this team. Dialga's got really good typing. It's hard to deal with. So I got rid of that. Here comes a Spatial Red. And yeah, Hydrapple's absolutely not going to leave that one. It's going to get one-shotted. So I got to get rid of this Palkia. It's very, very scary. So what I'm going to do here, we've got a Zoroark, Hisuian coming there. We've got Blaziken, so I thought I want to try something, right? So I'm going to deliberately use Upper Hand because they may have a priority move on Zoroark, but I doubt it. So it failed on purpose. So what I'm going to do here is go for a Temper Flare. Now it's going to be double base power. Now I know it's raining, but I want to see what the damage is, right? Because Zoroark's not very bulky. Hydro Pump misses. So like this is perfect, right? So they've got a Toxic Orb as the item, which is pretty interesting. So now I'm going to swap my next Pokemon. I do have the speed boost, so I'll be able to outspeed everything. So I brought in my Terrapagus. So things are looking pretty good so far. So I wanted to see how much temper, I'm going to call this Temper Tantrum. That's actually a really good move for it. He's going to do in the rain. So I went for Temper Flare in the rain, and it was so close. So they actually transformed the Zoroark into another Zoroark, which was pretty clever, and it was pretty powerful. Then they went for a Fling Toxic Orb. So I'll give this person some credit. They had some sweat, but they had some pretty fun sets as well. Like I said, I battled them like another 3 times after this with like other teams. So anyway, so back to the battle. Palkia is going to go for a Spatial Rend. Obviously, Blaziken is not going to live that one, but that was pretty cool. We got that double base power on the Zoroark in the rain. So this Terrapagus is going to go for Gravity. I'm going to increase the accuracy of low accuracy moves on my team, and of course Terrapagus. So the rain is going to stop. Zoroark is actually going to faint to the Toxic Orb, which is pretty funny. So that's another Pokemon down. So all that's left now is Palkia and one other Pokemon, which is, we got another Zoroark. Sorry, there's one after this one. So we're going to go to Gouging Fire now. This was actually pretty cool. So I've got my special defense rise here. I'm pretty confident I can live a Hydro Pump, a Spatial Rend very, very badly. So what I'm going to do is go for the Terra Fire here. I'm going to try and get some fire spins going with Burning Bulwark. That was the idea anyway. I wasn't really sure how I was going to go, but I wanted to give it a try anyway. Plus I wanted to show them my bulky set, right? So they're going to go for Fling. Both of these they fling, and it flings King's Rock. So it flung the King's Rock and my Terrapagus. Not only did it break my ability, it actually flinched me too. So when you fling a King's Rock or someone, it'll 100% flinch them. So it's a one-time use, but it's a pretty fun meme. So here comes Spatial Rend. I lived that one very, very well, I might add. And Terrapagus is going to get flinched here. I went for Fire Spin, and with the gravity up, Fire Spin is not going to miss. Like, Fire Spin's got an annoying shaky accuracy. So I've got the Zoroark trapped in there, so they can't swap it out. My next target was to get the Fire Spin on the Palkia. So I'm going to go for Burning Bulwark this turn. I just want to get some free damage, and maybe they'll target me and free up Terrapagus or something like that. They're going to go for Bitter Malice. So they went for the Gouging Fire, which is great. And funnily enough, Palkia actually had Aqua Tail, so that burned it because that was a physical contacting move there. So yeah, or contacting move in general. So Palkia actually got a burn. So that was really cool. I didn't even know I was going to do that, right? So now I'm going to go for the Thunder. Palkia is very bulky. Like, even with a crit with Thunder, that didn't really do that much. So some burn damage there, which is really cool, and some more fire spin damage on the Zoroark here. So here comes a bit of Malice. I'm going to be able to live that one so easy. Now I think they're probably going to go for like another water move if they got it, and it's going to be Hydro Pump. So like, yeah, I'm not living that. So that's the end of the Gouging Fire. So they had like a mixed Palkia set, which is kind of interesting. So here comes the Zen Headbutt. I'm going to finish off the Zoroark, and now they've really only got Palkia and one other Pokeball left, which is their last Pokeball was actually pretty interesting. So another burn on the Palkia. I've still got, what do we got there? One more Pokeball left. So it was a Mew. That was their last Pokemon. So I've got Iron Crown here. Now, Iron Crown has got Psychic Noise and Air Slash. I decided to go for Air Slash to try and get a flinch on them. And the Mew used Metronome. I'm like, oh! So the Mew get Metro, it got Shift Gear. I'm like, oh, that's actually not bad. So they got a boost in their speed by 2 and a +1 in attack. So they've obviously got like a mix of sweat and a mix of meme. So here comes Aquatail. Aquatail does ginormous amounts of damage to me, and I'm going to go for the Terra Star Storm there. So Terra Star Storm is going to take out the Palkia Origin. So all my opponent now has got left is a Metronome Mew. And you know, the gravity wears off, and you know, the inner meme inside of me sort of felt bad for them, right? So I was thinking, you know what I'm gonna do? They actually got Metronome Spore there. I'm gonna feint my Iron Crown, and I'm gonna 1v1 this Mew, because like I want to see what happens, right? I was intrigued what the Mew could do. So I went for Thunder. I attacked my own Iron Crown. I was like, okay, didn't feint. I'm gonna do it again. Mew's gone for another Metronome here, and it's got blocks. I'm like, okay, well that was a terrible move to them to get. They didn't get an attacking move, so I decided to attack my own Iron Crown again while I was asleep. This is like super like betrayals here. So I went for Thunder, and it almost took it out. Mew's gonna get a Metronome off here. I was hoping, please attack that thing and get rid of it, right? And they got Bleak Wind Storm. I'm like, that's pretty good. So that took out my Iron Crown. So now I sort of felt like, you know, things are pretty, you're on more of a fair playing ground. Now I wanted to give my opponent a chance, right? With only Metronome. So now I was like, you know what? I'm gonna win this time. Let's get started. So I'm gonna try and win now. So Mew's gonna go for Metronome, and it's going to get Eerie Spell. Eerie Spell is actually going to deplete the PP of Thunder, which kind of sucks. So I got to watch what I do. So I went for Thunder. I tried to get some good damage here, and I got good damage, but unfortunately, Synchronize activates, right? So I got paralyzed, and then Synchronize activated, and then I got paralyzed. Like, oh no! So I've got Quick Claw here. I've got the I've also got my signature move too, so that should be enough to take it out. So now they're going to go for a Metronome Mew. I was curious what they're going to... They obviously only had Metronome on the Mew, which is why I wanted to give them a chance for and see what they're going to do. So here comes the Mew with Metronome, and they get paralyzed. I'm like, okay, let's see what... Am I going to get paralyzed? Like, what's going to happen here? So I got Terra Star Storm off. Like, this should be GG here. I did give them a good chance, and they lived a one hit again. You wouldn't read about it. And then the Mew got Fusion Bolt. I'm like, oh, come on. So there you go. There's the end of the battle. I hope you enjoyed that one, people. I wanted to give them a chance here at the end. It was fun. I already won that battle ages ago, but you know, it was a pretty funny end. Thank you to the opponent there. We had like 3 or 4 battles in a row. I showed them like 3 or 4 of my theme teams. I just kept fighting them all the time in random battles. I don't know why. Maybe no one was online at that time. Next opponent here. This is another random opponent. We got a Urshifu lead here. Now, there's one move I haven't showed you yet, and I actually forgot to put this in the video. And it's a steel type move, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to start off with the Hydrapple. I'm going to set the Rain Dance up and go into Metagross. Now, this Metagross is a pure sweeping set. They use counter there, which is pretty bold. And I've got the move Hard Press here. So Hard Press is basically a steel type move that works like Ring Out. So if you don't know what Ring Out does, the more health the opponent's got, the more damage it's going to do. So I ran this Agility Gross with Weakness Policy, and I just see if I get like a sweep with this, right? I also had Earthquake on here as well, just for coverage. So they went for a Bitter Blade. Unfortunately for them, I knew they'd probably go for that. I seen the team preview, and that's why I set the Rain up for. So I've got the Weakness Policy. I'm living that. So now I can go for like super powerful like attacking moves. So I went for the Earthquake. I wasn't 100% sure if I could take that out with the Steel type move. I didn't want to risk it. So that's that down. Next Pokemon's going to be Ursaluna Blood Moon. I'm going to go for Terra here. The Metagross has got Terra Steel because virtually I just wanted to show this one move off, right? Because I've forgotten about it. So we're going to go for a Terra Steel Hard Press with a Weakness Policy up. So this Metagross is max attack and max speed out of a nature. And Hard Press looks really, really cool, and it hits really hard. The only bad thing about it, if you don't get a KO and you put they're on a lower amount of health, it does donkeys after that. So you got to make sure you do a lot of damage. So just to show you, in comes Raikkow. That was not very effective. Still took it out. This person is getting swept hard. Next Pokemon's Articuno. It's got pressure there. That's not going to do anything. Here comes an Ice Shard. Your boy got that 3 damage. I'm going to go for that hard press again. Articuno's going to faint. But virtually here, it's a critical. Oh, it's a critical hit too. Articuno's down. And yeah, the rain's going to stop here. That did its purpose already. And last Pokemon's going to be Latios. I'm going to go for a hard press. And yeah, that's the end. That was a complete Metagross sweep at the end there. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Drop a like if you did. Drop a comment on your new favorite move. And I'll catch you next time. Peace out, people.